great win for us. Obviously, Rye had you were out there, you saw it. Just an amazing performance. Maya was fantastic, and I like to give LA some credit because they were very, very difficult to guard. They were running their offense very well, making good decisions, taking care of the ball, getting good shots. They were competing to try and get this last spot in the playoffs. Fortunately for us, we just had an exceptional day shooting the three ball. So we took good shots, and we made a high percentage, and we get to have the W today.
Coach, I want to ask you, what's going through your mind when Ryan's shooting the lights out like that?
Well, it feels good. You kind of get a sense that she's feeling real comfortable about her release, and she's being aggressive, looking for good shots, and that first half, it was just on fire. And then she was it was a lot of the three ball, but she was also getting to the basket and using fakes on penetration, getting people up in the air and creating advantages that way. It was just a remarkable game by Ryan.
Coach, almost a double-double for Brianna Jones. Can you talk about her effectiveness tonight?
Yeah, she didn't get many touches in the first half because Rye was making everything. In the second half, though, we started to get her back involved, and she had a really good second half for us. She's just really, really good, and whenever LA made a run, we went to her, and she delivered.
Coach, if I can just contextualize Rye's season this year, she's made 98 three-pointers in 31 games. That's more than 17's bench units combined in 290 games. Can you just talk about where she ranks for you just as a shooter within the W?
Well, you lost me with some of these, but obviously she's an excellent shooter, and when she really gets a rhythm, she can go on some pretty amazing streaks like she did today. And then the combination of Ryan Leash, how many threes does Leash have this year? She's got to be up there too, right? So both of them probably have an opportunity to make 100 in a season. How many times has that been done?
I'll get back to you when I don't have the microphone in my hand, yes.
All right. So, but they're outstanding shooters. We work to get them good shots. And, you can't leave them, which really helps, especially, you get it inside. You don't want to leave them because you know how dangerous they are from the arc.
Coach, I just want to piggyback off that last question. Just speak a little bit about just the resilience of this team this season. So many franchise records broken. This is an amazing team right now. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. We're a very good team. We're playing well going into the playoffs. But it seems like a lot of teams are playing great right now. So this is just going to be just an exceptional year for the W. You can't miss any of these games. We may have to because we'll be playing and getting prepared. But man, this is just the level of play this year has been just remarkable by so many teams.
Coach, of course, outside of Ryan, just the offense has kind of just been on fire these past couple games. I guess what has been working offensively for you all down this stretch of the season?
I think we're learning to play together well. We know when it's time to get it to Bree and BG. We know when they need a touch. JC's distributing the ball, getting our shooters the ball where they want it. So we kind of have an understanding what everybody's good at, and we're playing into people's strengths, and that gives us a chance to have a successful offense.
Coach, what does it say about this team having the ability to win these games in this type of way without having Alicia out there?
Yeah, I just think it's not just us. It seems like so many teams are, you have to be able to manage playing without phenomenal players, and you would never want to do that. But our players, like Maya's come in and played great. And, early in the year, when BG's out, all of a sudden Nia comes in and plays great. So, you know, they're pros. When they're called upon, they've been delivering for us, and that's really the only way you can manage without a great players. People will step up, and we've been really fortunate that, you know, our bench all season has stepped up for us.
Coach, when records are in reach for players, how tempting is it to keep them in the game?
It would be really tempting, and I'm really fortunate that I never know when somebody's close to a record. Like, that'll be something that we'll have to talk about going forward, because nobody told me where we were with that, and I have a really good idea, like, boy, she's really lighting it up, but I don't know that she's at a career record or it's a WNBA record. We need somebody to just give me a heads up. Although I don't know if the game was a 2-point game, if I'd want somebody telling me that. So who knows? But you know, if somebody was going for something special on a record and I knew about it, I would probably let them in a little bit longer.
All right, Coach, I wanted to ask you, what do you think makes up the DNA of the Atlanta Dream?
The DNA, I don't know. It's yet to be determined, because the most important part of the season is coming up. I know we're competitive. I know that we have a really good team. I know we're capable of beating everyone, but you know, in a week or less than that, we'll be finding out who we're playing, and you know, everybody wants to advance, and only, you know, you have to win the series to advance, and you don't get a second chance at it. So, like, do you have the toughness that the first opportunity you have to take care of business? And if you find out a lot about a team when the playoffs come, like when the most pressure's on, how do you respond? And you know, I think we're playing at a real high level. So I think we have a chance to do something special, and I hope that we pull together over these next couple games and give ourselves the best chance going forward.
We'll jump to Zoom. Go ahead, Vote.
Thank you. Coach, I'm just wondering, do you talk much with the group about, you know, trying to secure that number 2 seed if it's at all possible, or is that something you don't bring up because they know what's at stake? I just wonder how much you guys have talked about that over the last, you know, couple of weeks, when you know that it's, you know, it's a potential for you guys to get.
Yeah, I really haven't talked about it at all. Like, we go into the game trying to win that game. Our players, I mean, they know the standings. They know you slip up one game, you're probably going to slide a couple spots in terms of the seeding. So there isn't any discussion that we have to win this game for this or for that. We're playing a team that was competing at a high level to try to get in the playoffs. It had some playoff intensity to it. We had to figure things out just to get some stops so that we could get some separation. So we're more focused on what we can learn and get accomplished in that game.
And do you feel like, I mean, you had to really remake this offense. I mean, this was not an offensive team last year. This is a team that won defensively. How close now does the Dream look to what you imagined they could be after a season with you coaching?
Well, I mean, I thought we would be one of the better offenses in the league going into the season, because we have very good offensive players. And if you play together and you take good shots, you'll have a good offense. But you know, I don't know that I had any idea of how it would actually look, because you know, you need to learn the players, and you've watched video of them playing in another system and what's worked for them, but how is it going to work within a new group working together, and how can we best utilize everybody's talents? So, you know, I think we've gotten better at that as it's gone along. You know, the players learning each other, and the coaches learning what the players are really best at.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Coach, going back to that question on having the whole season, you have players out for any specific reason. But how comforting is it to you as a coach to see Maya, Powell, and other players gain confidence in this system going into the playoff with a good 8-9 players that you can feel confident about?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in our players. If somebody needs to play extended minutes on a night for whatever reason, I expect them to play well, and I think they have a lot of confidence to play well. And we all know you never know when you're going to need somebody. You look at the finals last year, and New York had players off the bench play exceptional at the right times. I mean, at some point during the playoffs, you're going to need people to come off that bench and have outstanding performances if you're going to expect to advance.
Go ahead, Wilton.
Coach, it's been a first for you a lot this season, but I think one of the more important ones is you guys get home court advantage in the first round. I guess the first part of the question is, how good will it feel for you to be able to sleep in your own bed, kind of starting off in the playoffs, but more so than anything, you bringing a first round series to Gateway Center Arena for fans, for Atlanta Dream fans?
Yeah, I love that our fans are going to get to see a playoff game right here, and you know we do know that we don't know who we'll be playing, but we know that we'll be hosting. And I do think, you got a 3-game series, home court advantage is important. So I'm just hoping that, our fans are great, they're loud, they're engaged, but I'm hoping this playoffs it's even taken to another level. Like, I want it to be an intimidating environment for our opponents coming in here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, I forgot to mention it earlier, but this is definitely a fire emoji outfit.
You think so?
Recording stopped.
The match, the white, the gray, and the white and gray dots, like.
Who would have thought matching would get you that many emojis?